Well, hello, good evening. Jim McGuigan here. And if you're back watching another one of my videos, thanks so much for coming. I'm glad that you're here. Today, I went walking and Big Oak Park. It was a beautiful day. It was hot and it was humid, but it was a beautiful day. It was good for walking. It was good for sweating, yeah, sweating and all that good stuff. And the park was beautiful. Again, there being Sunday, there were a lot of people there, a lot of energy in the park. It was great. And as I was walking, I was thinking, what did I want to talk about in these videos? These videos, I love them. These videos appeal to my performing side. I'm not performing like an actor. What I'm saying is truth, my truth, anyway. What I mean is being on these videos. It appeals to my theatrical side. One of the I have many reasons I love teaching, but one of them is I'm a performer. I'm up on a stage and I perform to my captive audience. At least I like to think they're captivated some of the time throughout the day anyway. And so this appeals to it. I'm excited about it. But today I was trying to think of what to talk about. And, I'm not going to talk about school. I'm just not until school begins. But I do have to. One of the things that came across my mind today was a situation that happened 2 days ago, and I'll get to that in a minute. But it brought one of the novels we read. In fifth grade, we read the novel Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and it's a wonderful book. If you haven't read the book, you've probably seen the movie. The books are always better than the movie. There's a lot more detail. There's a lot more this. There's a lot more that. But anyway, the kids love it. We love it. It's got great. It isn't just a story, where it's got tried and true lessons to be learned. It has deep rooted life lessons in this book that our kids go through, that all of us go through, not just kids, all of us. And one of the characters in the book, Mr. Brown, he's an English teacher. And he's one of those teachers that, we as teachers always strive to emulate. Or I know plenty of teachers over there with whom I am so proud to work with because they're a teacher like this. They have the compassion and the heart and the drive and the soul and the intelligence to stand in that classroom and command and to put forth and to change the lives of their students. I'm so honored and proud and happy every day to work with teachers like this. But this teacher's one of those teachers that I think most teachers would like to be like. And it's Mr. Brown, the character Mr. Brown. He's an English teacher at the school that the main protagonist, Augie, goes to. And he begins teaching his class about something called a precept. Precept is an idea, or a philosophy on how to live your life. And every month there's a different precept, and the precepts are awesome and they're grand and they're wonderful. And the first precept of the book in Mr. Brown's class is, when given the choice between being right and being kind, always choose kind. Now, Palacio used that in the book. It's a Dr. Wayne Dyer quote, but that all the precepts hit home, but that one really, truly hit home for me. A big thing about my philosophy, especially in the classroom, is getting my kids to know that they're loved and they're safe and all of that kind of stuff, and to not only do I want to put that out there, that my kids are loved and they're safe and we're going to have some fun and this is a good place to be, especially the kids who don't think it is I want my kids to start believing that and putting that out there too. I want them to start helping other kids or other people know that they're loved and that they're safe and that everything is okay. This precept hit home with me because I am an emotional person. And part of this journey that I'm doing, trying to get rid of the stomach, trying to get back in shape, get my, manly, studly, sexy self on, you can all laugh at that. I'm laughing in my head. Is that I am an emotional creature. I'm very intelligent. I've got a high IQ, magna cum laude from college. All this documentation saying that I'm smart, but smarts don't get it. Intelligent mixes imagination, and it mixes your mental capabilities, the smart, and combined it makes beautiful things in the world. Smart, a parrot. You can teach a parrot to speak. Smart is regurgitating already known facts. Intelligence is when you mix in imagination, and you take those facts and you make something different. You make something bigger and better. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a tirade there for a minute. This precept means a great deal to me. I want to get to what happened the other day. I needed some cologne. I was out, and I hate to spend a whole lot of money on anything. I think it's my Irish frugalness, I guess, but I really do. But some of the men's colognes, women, you have that one expensive the perfume, and it smells really yummy, and but you don't use it often. You little dabs, and so you spend the money, you keep it, you have it for a while. Men are that way too. Some men have more money than I do, and they have more cologne choices, but I'm kind of picky on how I want to smell. I don't want to smell bad, but I want a cologne that's gonna, whatever. So I for years I did the Old Spice aftershave and the Old Spice cologne, and that was kind of me. But then I started experimenting, and I like Tom Ford and I like some others, but they're expensive. They really are. So I didn't mind spending $50, $60, $70, $80 because I knew that particular cologne, it would last me a while. Anyway, I ran out last week. So I figured, well, let me just stop and see. I don't want to get any on the internet. Let me just see what they got here. So I stopped at one of our drugstores, and I went to their cologne area, which they have locked up like Fort Knox. It's like razors. They have it behind a glass shield with a lock on it. Why, I don't know. So I go up to the register and I tell them I need to sample some of these. I want to buy a new cologne and I need to figure out which one I want. And right away the young person went, okay. Well, I let it go. It was all right. We walked over there. She went down, she unlocked it, she opened the door. So which one do you want? I said, I don't know which one I want. Not yet. I need to sample them, she said. So I picked one. I let that go too. So I picked one up. This is a banana. I picked one up and I went to squirt it so that I could smell. And she went, oh, please don't squirt that near me. Well, that was that for that. I told her, okay, here's what you do. You go stand over there. Let me select which cologne I want. Go. Leave. Go stand over there. She did. And I did. And I got another one. And I kind of glanced over it. And she started to say something. I'm really sorry for... And I put my hand up. And I realized, Jim... the heck? Young person. Yeah, maybe she was having a bad day. Yeah, she's young. Yeah. She should have been a little kinder and had some common sense to just leave me be with the fragrances. So she apologized and she said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. She said it clogs me up. And I said, honey, it's okay. I understand. I get it. I wasn't angry anymore. Anyway, we got to be friends again. She was fine. I was fine. When we left, we were laughing. But, I needed to be right. I did. Now, granted, she could have been... And see what I just did there? I started to make myself right again. Yeah. I chose to be right over being kind. I could have talked to her. I could have kindly said to her, "Sweetie pie, I understand, it's okay. Why don't I here? You just stay here with the. I'm going to walk over here and spray it." And I could have done that. So, I guess what I'm saying is, part of this whole thing with me is I don't want to grow into a cantankerous old man, which is what I had told people that was my goal. You know, walk down the hall with my cane and hit somebody on the head with it if they're in my way. Cuss under my breath as I'm going. I really don't want to be that way. They knew it was a joke, and it bothered me that my emotions are always at the forefront. I'm quick to anger. I'm quick to joy. I'm quick to sadness. I'm quick to happiness. I'm quick to whatever. I feel it. Intelligence doesn't factor in where emotions are concerned. It just doesn't. When someone is hurting, you go to them, hopefully. Your compassion comes out. Your empathy comes out. You go to them. You put your arm around them. Now, hopefully, you don't give a quip. When I'm upset or angry or something, I don't want somebody coming and giving me a quip. You know, Jim, when given the choice to be right or to be kind, always choose, no, I don't want that. Not at that moment. Put an arm around me, pat me on the back, sit there next to me and say nothing, just be there. And I want to do the same for others. And I have, and people have done that for me too. But I need to work on that for myself. This precept means a great deal to me because it's deep that way. When you have to choose between being right and being kind, always choose to be kind. Always choose the higher road. Don't let your emotions overtake you. Now, if it's love, go for it. If it's joy, go for it. If you're feeling sentimental and tears come, let them come. If you're sad, purge yourself. Tears come. Let them come. If you're nostalgic. But when you start getting into those darker areas, when you start getting angry, when you start getting worried, when you start getting mired down with life, be kind with yourself. That doesn't just apply to other people. Choose kindness over being right. It just doesn't mean that that's how you have to treat people around you. You have to do that for yourself. And I have to do that for me too. I don't need to be right about this and right about that. I need to be a little kinder with me. Nobody's a bigger critic of me than I am. Constantly judging myself and constantly questioning my ways and my every day in the classroom, every day in my house, every day, every way. And I think a lot of us are that way. And I like that. It's not always a fun side, but imagine the kind of a person you would be if you were someone who you were just intelligent and nothing else. Now, I've known a few people, unfortunately, who in my lifetime who just kind of were that. They never got a joke. They had no compassion whatsoever. They used their intellect, and that's about it. I just couldn't do that. But what I need to do is employ this. I need to do what I would do for my children, for my students. I need to do that for myself. I need to stop being a hypocrite. Do as I say and not as I do. I need to do what I say for me. And I need to stop worrying about so much trying to be right. And I need to be a bit kinder with me, with myself. I need to pat myself on the back, just like, you know, if you wait, you could wait your whole life hoping someone's going to pat you on the back and they won't. You need to learn, I need to learn how to pat myself on the back, you know, for a day well spent, whatever. When you hug somebody, mean it. When you tell somebody you love them, mean it. When you give somebody a birthday card, infuse it with good intentions, believe me. Just like radio waves and microwaves, there's things going all over the air. Good intentions, good thoughts, good vibes. People actually feel them. It can change the world. It can change anything. So that's kind of my video for today. Is not just trying to get rid of this belly, but trying to better myself, be kinder to myself, not beat myself up so much. And those of you out there, if this rings home with you, try to do the same thing. Don't beat yourself up, you know. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a pep talk if you need it, and keep moving forward. Don't be sad. And if you are, I guess sometimes you can treat that like a cold. Hopefully it'll run its course. But don't be afraid to feel things either. If you're angry about something, don't stew about it. Don't let it'll rot you from the inside out. If you're sad, don't stew about it. It'll rot you from the inside out. Get it out there. So that's it for today. What are we at, 15? Not so bad. I wish you all the best, good people. And when you're given the choice between being right and being kind, always choose kind.